Good evening, I'm Prasad. When most of us get our tax bills every year, we pay up. We don't lodge a police report. But to be fair, most of us aren't slapped with over R1 billion in due taxes. And we're not called Najib. He is convinced it's all politically motivated and he wants the police to probe the Inland Revenue Board. Najib Abdul Razak has lodged a police report against the Inland Revenue Board. This is because the former Prime Minister claims that a tax suit launched against him was politically motivated. According to Najib, he received credible information that IRB officers and politicians had abused their authority and used false documents to persecute him. Writing on Facebook, the former UMNO president said there were some who met him and apologized. Najib said he was informed that after 3 thorough probes, they did not find any wrongdoing by him and no tax penalties should be levied against him. However, he claimed that a senior IRB officer ordered for tax penalties to be levied against him because it was ordered by certain politicians. He said this was worrying as the politicians' orders were not based on fact and were a clear abuse of power. He lodged the police report yesterday afternoon and hoped for a thorough probe. The government filed the suit against Najib in June 2019, seeking over 1.69 billion ringgit with an annual 5% interest rate beginning from the date of judgment, as well as costs and other relief deemed fit by the court. Najib reportedly did not declare about 4 billion ringgit during the period, including the 2.6 billion, which the US investigators claim originated from 1MDB. In Malaysia, the death penalty still exists. For example, murder under Section 302 of the Penal Code. In fact, that's the charge a 33-year-old businessman is facing. 33-year-old Ahmad Nur Azam Muhammad has been charged for the murder of security guard S. Tawasagayam under Section 302 of the Penal Code. The offence carries the death penalty. According to reports, no plea was recorded from the accused when the charge was read out to him at the Magistrates Court in Ipoh, Perak this morning. The court later set October 18th for re-mention of the case. Murder is a non-bailable offence. Tawasagayam was assaulted on December 29th last year while on duty at a condominium in Ipoh. The accused was purportedly angry that his child was prevented from using the closed swimming pool. A recording of the incident went viral on social media. The security guard spent the next 8 months fighting for his life before breathing his last breath on August 27th. Anwar Ibrahim met PKR leaders in Negeri Sembilan today and appears to have calmed the unrest in the party there. But before we go any further, if you like the content we produce, support the channel by clicking on the link below. Your support is why we're able to keep those in power accountable to you, the voters.
A crisis has been averted in Negeri Sembilan after PKR President Anwar Ibrahim met with state party leaders today.
And I've been communicating with them, and I think there are issues that was raised because their focus is the party. Menteri Besar has got to take care of the state and to make sure the issue of governance is being observed. Therefore, after taking into considerations, their point, some EXCO members and also the party leaders, is that the focus on party machinery is also important and that need to be addressed. And I think we all reach a consensus on that.
Anwar told reporters that the status quo for the Negeri Sembilan state government and PKR leadership will be maintained with some, quote, adjustments. Menteri Besar Aminuddin Harun, who also leads the state PKR, had come under threat after 4 assembly persons and 11 party leaders declared a loss of confidence in him for allegedly failing to strengthen the party. The 4 assembly persons, Ismail Ahmad, M. Ravi, Muhammad Rafi Abdul Malik and Michael Yek, sat together with Anwar and Aminuddin at a press conference today where it was made clear there wasn't going to be a major reshuffle. Anwar also said he has asked for Aminuddin to remain as the state PKR chairperson. Yesterday, Yusof Tapar was sacked as Negeri Sembilan PKR information chief, but it is not clear if any other changes have been made. The unrest in Negeri Sembilan PKR had previously threatened to destabilize the state government. Pakatan Harapan has 20 assembly persons in the 36-member state assembly.
After widespread backlash, the Selangor government has decided that maybe it should leave the Kuala Langat Forest Reserve alone after all.
The Selangor government has made a U-turn over its plans to develop the Kuala Langat Forest Reserve. This comes after widespread criticism of the Harapan-led state government, including calls for Menteri Besar Amiruddin Syari to be ousted. In a statement yesterday, Amiruddin said the excise portion of the forest will be re-gazetted. The State Executive Council, in its meeting yesterday, decided to stop plans to develop the area and will cancel the move to give ownership of the land to the company involved. Amiruddin did not stipulate exactly how much of the forest will be re-gazetted as a permanent forest reserve. Despite the change of plan, Amiruddin announced that the state government's initial plan to replace the de-gazetted area with new forest reserves remained. The 4 new forest reserves are Buloh Telur West Forest Reserve, Buloh Telur East Forest Reserve, Sungai Panjang Forest Reserve, and Bukit Broga Forest Reserve. Following this, activists and lawmakers have welcomed the state government's latest move. Environmental rights group Greenpeace Malaysia and Climate Action Malaysia viewed the decision as a win for those who have campaigned against the de-gazettement.
Good Morning G-Sure is the first plant-based and complete nutrition drink made in Malaysia. It is suitable for those who are lactose intolerant. Research made by local universities found that more than 90% of our Malaysian population are lactose intolerant. Lactose intolerance can cause bloated stomach and diarrhea. Good Morning G-Sure helps to improve the immune system, reduce the risk of illnesses, and helps to improve general well-being and strengthen our bodies. A happy family starts with a healthy family. I'm still active, healthy, and going strong at the age of 52. It has to be Good Morning G-Sure.
Lim Guan Eng was supposed to be under home quarantine from the 1st to the 10th of September, but his critics say he even attended the Penang State Assembly on the 2nd.
Lim Guan Eng has refuted allegations that he breached home quarantine on multiple occasions this month. Penang Gerakan Youth lodged a police report against Lim yesterday for allegedly violating home quarantine as reported by the New Straits Times. His critics claim that he had done so by attending the Penang State Assembly and by distributing food parcels. They question how Lim could attend the Penang State Legislative Assembly on September 2nd when it was during his self-quarantine period. This comes after Lim's corruption trial was postponed to September 22nd as he was ordered to self-quarantine for 10 days from September 1st to 10th after coming into close contact with a COVID-19 patient. In a statement, Lim clarified that he was only informed of the self-quarantine after attending the State Assembly on September 2nd and subsequently tested negative. He said the Health Ministry officially issued the order on September 6 to home self-quarantine from 1st to 10th September and also required him to wear the pink wristband. Meanwhile, Facebook posts made by Lim on September 2nd, 4th and 8th have also led to speculation that he breached quarantine to distribute food. The post did not state the dates of when the distribution was carried out. Lim claimed that the posts were made several days after the event. He said the Facebook posts of food parcel distribution were done on several occasions on or before August 31st in his parliamentary constituency in Bangan.
Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has been credited and blamed for a lot of things that have happened in Malaysia over the years. According to GPS, the rise of regionalism is also his fault. The rise of the Sarawak for Sarawakian sentiment has been blamed on former Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. Gabungan Party Sarawak Secretary General Alexander Nantalinggi alleged that Mahathir had shortchanged Sarawak, which resulted in the rise of regionalism. He noted how Mahathir had expressed regret that some people had brought up ideas like Sarawak for Sarawakians and Sabah for Sabahans. Speaking to Malaysia Kini, he said though Mahathir may be right to express such regret, the sentiments gained traction due to Mahathir's own actions. In an interview with Great People Television on Facebook Live yesterday, Mahathir expressed regret that some people had brought up ideas like that. He was quoted by Free Malaysia Today as saying that both states were poor but became richer than other states in the peninsula after the formation of Malaysia in 1963. However, Alexander said during Mahathir's first stint as Premier, he had neglected Sarawak from the aspects of development, rights, public funds and autonomy. He added that Mahathir rarely visited Sarawak during his 22-year tenure. Alexander also said when Mahathir returned to Putrajaya with Pakatan Harapan, he was again unfair to Sarawak. He explained that though the state is as large as the peninsula, there was only one minister and one deputy minister from Sarawak in his then cabinet. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Prasad. Thank you for watching.